Welcome to another episode of Authors and Espresso. My name is Nadia Gilkes. I am your host, and here is a space where we put a spotlight on independently published authors and give you tips to get you through the writing, editing, and self-publishing journey. As we move into October, and many of us are preparing to write our novels during the month of November, I want to talk about being organized, because so many people say, I don't have the time to write. And I think that you do. Sometimes it just takes getting a little organized to see where your time really is, where it's going, where there's free time, and where you might be able to pour into yourself and nurture your creative spirit. Now, this episode is not a paid sponsorship, although it's probably going to sound like it. And I do hope to one day have the paid sponsorship for this app. But I just wanted to give a few resources that I find very helpful, and it really has shown me where my free time is during the day. So we are going to talk about my new favorite app called Structured, meant to help you structure your daily life. So this app is pretty much like having an organized personal assistant in your pocket. I'm one of those people that has 5 or 6 email addresses, different calendars for different organizations that I'm a part of. I have my work calendar, my Toastmasters calendar, my personal calendar. I have reminders and to-do lists, and pretty much everything that comes with the iPhone, I use it. But then I was going between apps trying to figure out, like, oh, I'm getting a reminder alert. I have to do this. Oh, this is coming up on this calendar. This is coming up on that calendar. And it got to be a bit much. And I did always feel like I was stretched thin. So what Structure does is it takes all of your calendars, all of your to-do lists, all of your reminders, and it puts it all in one app so that it's easy to see what's overlapping. Sometimes personal events did overlap with Toastmasters, and I'm like, oh, I really am stretched too thin. It also shows you, when it gets everything in your app, where you have blocks of time. You've got 30 minutes here. Maybe take a power nap. Hey, you've got 2 hours and 15 minutes here. Time to be productive. And so it shows you where there's big gaps in your schedule so that you might be able to get things accomplished, like writing, for instance. So the key to using Structured, especially if you're not already a calendar person, you really do have to be a calendar person. Now, I'm a Capricorn. We are known for being on a schedule. We've got schedules on top of schedules. On top of all of the electronic things I just told you I do, I also have about 3 planners that I handwrite in. So schedule, and planning is almost like another passion. But you do have to have everything in a calendar so that it can pull it and see where you really do have free time. Otherwise, it might tell you you have free time during the workday because you haven't put your work hours in. Something else I love about Structured is that it's AI powered. So once you get everything in your schedule and you're seeing your day-to-day activities, you can say things like, build me a workout routine in the morning. Make a meal plan for this type of diet, or what have you. And it will pull from its AI database and create those things. So I did that as well. I'm like, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to get 30 minutes of working out in and then be to work by such and such a time. And I wake up every day and I look at my Structured calendar, and then I hit snooze and I go back to bed. But I feel like there is value in at least seeing it. Because one of these days, I really am going to get out of bed earlier, work out, and then make it to work. But I don't know how morning people do it. I guess I would have to go to bed earlier, but then that just seems so sad. But anyway, the structured app I have found is very helpful for me in the evening because it really does show me, hey, you've got 2 hours here. You've got 3 hours here. And so then I really have to think about, well, why do I feel like I don't have time? What am I doing in the evenings? Scrolling Facebook, watching TV mindlessly, watching somebody else's content when I could be creating my own? Oh, that's where my time went. So maybe that's a light bulb for you that, maybe I do have the time. I'm just not using it efficiently, and it feels like the day is getting away from me because I don't plan it. So once you see the free time in your schedule, you can say, hey, I'm going to take 30 minutes out of this block and write, or an hour out of this block and write, or I'm going to get up earlier right before work and write. Whatever fits your schedule. Now, if structure doesn't work for you, or if you are just now starting to use the calendar consistently, so it's not quite something that you can benefit from right now, there's a few other apps that I like as well. One app that I've been using for quite a few years is Trello. Trello. And this app is really good if you're a visual person and you like to see the flow of an event and you like to see when parts of a project are finished. So I actually used Trello years ago when I was planning those virtual festivals of books just to keep straight. Who's the attendees? Who are the authors that I'm spotlighting? Who's the games master? What's the contact information for all these people? What's the agenda? And as things get complete, you can move it to a completed tile, move it off your list, and you can see what you have left to do. It doesn't really schedule things for you or hold things like a calendar, but you can add reminders to each piece of the project so that it can alert you when something needs to be done. So as you're writing your book, this could be a great tool to organize chapters. Or if you have deadlines that you're trying to meet, you can organize your project by the set deadlines. I want my first draft done by this date. I want to be done editing by this date. I need to contact this list of people regarding a book cover. These are the editors that I'm going to interview and vet. Whatever your project is, however you have that laid out, Trello can be a great resource to help you put that all out as a visual board, have your reminders within those note cards, and then have an easy way to track when projects are complete. And the best idea I can parallel to this is if you've ever heard people talk about making a music video and they have a storyboard that they literally have pieces and pictures on a cork board and they're moving things around to get the concept. It's somewhat like that. It's a visual concept of your project. So Trello is a great resource for that. Authors can absolutely use that to guide you through the process of writing and publishing your book. And the next app that I use quite a bit, Evernote. So Evernote is great for note-taking. It's great for organizing things in notebooks. So you have different notebooks, and then within a notebook, you can have notes. So if you are organizing chapters or organizing characters, or you're having to do research for your book, so you're organizing the different pieces of research. Maybe you have a historical book or a memoir. You've done interviews to capture notes or memories from people, and you just want to keep things organized in chapters or notes. This is a great way to categorize. And one of the pieces that I love about Evernote is that it's password protected on its own. So in addition to your phone being password protected, Evernote is also going to be password protected. And all of these apps that I'm giving you sync across multiple devices. So if you want it on your iPad and on your iPhone or whatever the Google equivalent of that is, you can sync it through multiple devices. Sorry about that. I really I don't know what all the green bubble people are doing out there, but I know you have tablets and phones, so it works on all these devices. And the last one that I've heard about, I started using, but I haven't put it too much into practice yet, and I should. It's called Habit. And just like it's named, it's meant to help you create habits. So you can go in there and put in the habits that you want to start, like writing every day, walking every day, closing your exercise rings every day, reading for 30 minutes a day. Whatever the habit is that you want to establish, you can list it in there, tell it how often you want to do said habit, and then it will help you keep track. Now, of course, all of these are dependent on you going back into the app and using them. So if you're going to download it and forget about it, it's not going to work the way it's intended. So you really do have to be active in either setting reminders, setting up notifications or alerts, and really checking back in so that you can log your habits, or that you can categorize your notes, or that you are looking at your calendar every day and being mindful of what's coming for the day and really mentally preparing so you can conquer everything in the time that you have set, so that you have free time in the mornings or evenings to do whatever that creative calling is that you want to accomplish. So I just wanted to do this quick episode on helping you get organized, because organization and really knowing what is on your schedule and what you can chip away at and what you can possibly do away with will help you open up your schedule so that you have time for you, so that you can write your book and be a published author if that is your desire. As always, thank you for tuning in to Authors and Espresso. If you or someone you know is a newly published author and would like to be spotlighted, I would love to have you on the show. We air interviews every second and fourth Tuesday of the month, and I try to capture authors who have recently published in the last year or two on the self-publishing journey, of course. And please follow us on social media, Authors and Espresso on Facebook. You can also send me a message if you have a question, a comment, or want me to focus on a certain topic. During the month of November, I will be having write-ins every Monday at 6 o'clock Pacific. And that's just a 1 hour power hour where we can write together, because I will be writing during the month of November, trying to hash out my next book. I've already started organizing and taking notes for it. I'll be researching and organizing during the month of October. But I love writing sprints. I love joint writing ventures where we can all just kind of come into the Zoom room and inspire each other, ask questions, focus, and just not be alone, because writing can be a little bit lonely and it helps to build a community. So if you want to join in on those writing days, that's Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and I will be sending out the link in my newsletter that will come out the end of October. So if you're not already on my newsletter subscription list, drop me a line. I'll be happy to add you. Just send me your email address, or I will also likely be announcing it, but for security, I just want to send it to my list. I don't necessarily want to put it out into the public, but I would love to have you join in. I would love to meet you and say hello to you in person or on video. So look for that starting in November. Until next time, it has been a pleasure chatting with you and bringing you another episode from Authors and Espresso. Have a great week ahead and keep writing.